Let's have a look at problem 6.5b. We're buying inventory, we're selling inventory, we're returning inventory, there's discounts, and there's freight. I want to remind you about how freight works because 6.5 is the first time we explore the concept. And to do it, I want you to think of buying a t-shirt. So let's say I'm comparing two companies. One company has a $25 t-shirt with free shipping. The other company has a $20 t-shirt with $5 shipping. They charge me. Well, in both scenarios, I'm buying a $25 t-shirt. Whether I pay the shipping or don't, it's a $25 t-shirt. So when you are a buyer and you pay freight, that becomes part of the value of the asset, or in this case, the inventory that you are purchasing. As a seller, if you have to pay freight, it does not become part of your cost of goods. It does not become part of the inventory. Freight is an expense as a seller. So kind of a quirky thing here. As a buyer, when you pay freight, debit inventory. As a seller, when you pay freight, debit freight expense. Interesting, right? It's something you're going to have to keep straight. Let's go. The following transactions occurred for Perry Inc. Sold inventory and account, $1,500. The inventory cost $800. Okay, so March 1st. We sold inventory on account. Whenever you're selling inventory, double journal entry, right? First is for the sales revenue, and in this case, it's going to be not debit cash, but debit AR, $1,500. We made a sale, but we didn't get paid for it, so debit AR. Credit sales rev, $1,500. And the second is to record the fact that some of our assets walked out the door with our customer. Credit inventory, $800. Debit that special account, cost of goods sold, that special expense account. That is March 1st. Now, I didn't deal with the discount terms because I don't know if we're getting the discount yet. We'll find out when we pay. March 3rd. Purchased inventory on account, $2,800. All right, well, here we buy some inventory. Debit inventory, credit AP, and the amount was $2,800. $2,800. That's it. March 5th, inventory was returned from the March 1st sale. The inventory was badly damaged and was thrown out. A credit of $200 was given. The inventory had original cost of $110. Okay, so on March the 5th, the person makes a return. When they make a return, I'm going to credit their account if I give them credit, right? You make that assessment at the time, but we're saying, yeah, we're going to credit your account for $200 because of this bad inventory. So I credit AR $200. They don't have to pay. They owed us $1,500. Now they only owe us $1,300 because we're taking $200 off the bill. And the debit here is to this sales returns account, $200. Now, what about the inventory that was badly damaged and thrown out? Well, remember, you would put the inventory back on the books for whatever the worth is, and you'd credit COGS for that amount. Now, in this case, it was garbage, so $0. And in fact, we just don't need to do this step. You could debit inventory, credit COGS $0 if you felt like it, because nothing's happening, right? There's nothing going on. I'm going to tend to leave that one off, though. If the inventory is garbage, don't bother. Received payment for the inventory sold on March 1st. So, okay, we sold the inventory March 1st. They pay us March 9th, and there was this return in the middle. How much are we getting paid? Well, it was $1,500 they owed us from the initial transaction. They returned $200, so we gave them a credit of $200, so they owe us $1,300. They're not going to pay us $1,300. Why? Because they get to take a 2% discount, so $1,300 times 2% is $26. They're going to pay us $1,300 minus 26. They're going to pay us $1,274. That's how much cash we get on March, was it 9th, I think? Yeah, March 9th. Debit cash, $1,274. We credit AR for the full amount that we were owed, $1,300. Again, it was $1,500, but then we took $200 off the bill. So they only owed us $1,300. What's the $26 go to? That is to sales discounts or just debit discounts. Okay, so there we have March 9th. March 16th, we bought some more inventory. March 16th, purchased inventory on account, $500. Debit inventory, credit AP. We'll worry about the discount if we pay within the discount period. Debit inventory, credit AP, $500. And there we have March the 16th. March the 17th, paid freight to have the March 16th inventory shipped to us, $50. So we pay $50 freight on this. Okay. And it's a separate freight bill. March 17th. A lot of times it'll be baked into the price, but it is very possible that we'll have the, a separate shipping arrangement. And apparently we've made separate shipping arrangements. So this is a funny journal entry. As I mentioned at the start, normally you might think logically, freight's a cost, it's a shipping expense. But when it's to ship an asset to make it useful to us, it becomes part of the cost of that asset. In this case, it becomes part of the cost of the inventory. Debit inventory, $50. Credit cash, $50. Kind of an interesting, quirky accounting concept there. March 22nd, sold inventory for $3,000 on account. Cost was $1,100. And again, there's some terms given. We'll worry about those terms in a moment. But for now, it's March 22nd. We made a sale. So debit AR, credit sales rev, debit cost of goods sold, credit inventory. For how much? Well, let's go back up to the question. $3,000 was the revenue and $1,100 was the cost. And there we have March 22nd in the books. March 23rd, paid freight to ship the March 22nd sale to our customers. We pay $100 in freight. So interesting, right? When we're the buyer, we paid the freight, and now when we're the seller, we pay the freight. This is negotiation, right? You're just dealing with some other party, and they're saying who's in charge of the freight, and we kind of had to eat it on both cases. But there are other purchases and sales where we didn't pay the freight, so presumably our counterparty, right, the buyer or seller, paid the freight on those ones, but we're paying the freight on these last two. And when you are the seller and you pay the freight, it's just freight expense. It's not part of your cost of goods. It's a separate cost. In management accounting, they call this a period cost as opposed to a product cost, but you'll worry about that when you take a management accounting class. I've got a great video series on that, by the way. $100 cash. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward expense. Debit freight expense or shipping expense, credit cash, $100. And by the way, we're still making good money on the deal. We sell it for $3,000. Our cost is $1,100 plus $100 of freight for this transaction. We're still happy to do that and make that sale. March 24th, paid for the inventory purchased on March 16th. All right, so are we in the discount period? Yes. Hello, it's Tony from the future. I just asked the question, are we in the discount period? I said yes. That is wrong. The answer is no. We are not in the discount period. What a silly mistake. Why are we not in the discount period? Well, we bought the stuff March 16th. We're paying on March 24th. The terms are 1/5 net 15. Well, it's more than 5 days, so we don't get our discount. And that means we bought a $500 piece of inventory, and we just have to pay for that $500 piece of inventory. So we correctly, now the freight was already paid, so we paid freight on it, but that's, neither here nor there. The freight was paid. So we bought inventory here for $500, and on March 24th, we pay for it. So what does that look like? March 24th, debit AP, 500, credit cash, 500. So I'm sorry about that. I did make that mistake. I'm going to play through the next little section where I make the error in super fast forward, and then the question will resume. So just this one journal entry is screwed up in the video. So I'll let the rest of the video play. I'll sort of zip through the next part where I make the error. I'll sort of replay that, and then we'll get back to the problem, and all the other entries are right. But the March 24th one, debit AP, credit cash. Sorry for that little interjection, and let's get back to the video. March 24th, credit cash. Oops. for $495 because they were taking a $5 discount. $500 times 1% is $5. $5 discount, $500 is $495. I'm going to AP, get rid of the discount payable. It's a $500 discount payable, and there is a $5 discount. I credit. I'm the buyer of this inventory. I bought this inventory for $500. I credit inventory. So that's inventory. When we get a discount on a purchase, we credit inventory. When we get a discount on a sale, we get a sales discount. So it's all through one question. So I think this question is useful. That's challenging for you to have to remember. And I expect my students to remember. Okay, the error is over. Now the rest of this is okay. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry for the mistake. March 31st, customer from the March 22nd sale paid the amount owing. By the way, there is one piece of inventory that we haven't paid for. This March 3rd inventory, we just never paid it. That's fine. That happens, right? We got 30 days to pay. No big deal. We just didn't choose to take our discount. Normally you'd want to, but in this case, for some reason or other, we didn't. Customer from March 22nd pays us. March 22nd, we sold inventory for $3,000 on account, and now they pay us. All right, we collect our AR. They're going to take, because they paid within 10 days, they're going to take a 2% discount. So it's $3,000 of inventory. They're going to take 2% off. So they're going to take $60 off the bill. That means they're going to pay us $3,000 minus 60. They're going to pay us $29.40 to pay off their $3,000 bill. So I already forgot the date. God, it's a lot of scrolling here. March 31st, debit cash. We're going to debit cash. We're going to credit AR for the full amount. So debit cash for, what did we say, $29.40. We're going to credit accounts receivable for $3,000, and now we're off by $60. It's a debit, obviously, to make this thing balance, and the debit is to sales discounts, right? This early payment discount, so I didn't have to worry about collecting from them and chasing them for months, and we thought it was worth the $60, and they obviously thought it was worth the 60 as well. So there we have it. I think we're done. Prepare journal entries based on the transactions above. Yes, indeed. We have all of our journal entries. Maybe I can put them all on the screen. Oh, it's getting way too small. And there it is. It's all on the screen. Maybe I'll do this and scroll down in case you missed one. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.